Hey everyone, welcome to Konsui Fighter Live. Sorry for the little bit of tardiness there. We as I tweeted out, our the person who cleans our office just showed up, so they were vacuuming and all that.
Yep.
So
I blame Logan.
Right. I secretly told him show up at like 1:50.
Yeah.
But hey, thanks for being a part of us. We have a lot to go over today.
Yeah.
But if this is your first time, hello, my name's Logan. This is Shane. This is Sean. We are Circean Studios. This is our 35th episode of Konsui Fighter Live. Oh yeah. Man, this is just the 3-5. Should did 35th edition.
Yeah.
About 50.
Right. I was like,
yeah,
I guess 50,
yeah.
But, yep. So in this show, we talk about our game, Konsui Fighter, and we just pretty much do updates on what we've been doing on the game and other things, and then
upcoming things.
Occasionally, we do random stuff like build Gundams.
Yep. So we'll be building Gundams or a Lego set when we're done. But I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Shane.
Yep.
Who is our lead director, and he's going to tell us what we've been working on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're all going to converse about what we've been working on. So
nope, I'm done.
So yeah, for those who are in the early access program, the 2022.10 release was just pushed this last week. I think almost a week ago now. If you're not already in early access, definitely hop on and join. You can go to konsuifighter.com/early and get a taste of the game before it's fully released and give us some feedback. But yeah, that release is out. We're going to talk a little bit about what we worked on in that dev cycle. As far as like user-facing improvements, we're kind of getting into that phase where like there's a lot of development going on behind the scenes that you don't necessarily see up front right now.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, but there are some key gameplay improvements. We resolved some issues with the new 4-score AI approach that we have, so it's even more aggressive at the high end now. And that addressed a couple issues that were kind of causing the AI to just get hung up. Powered a little bit by our review of some of the monitoring and forecasting, which we're going to show again here in a little bit, that Sean worked on in the last cycle. Some key core gameplay mechanic improvements. We actually fixed some issues with throw counters that were causing that to not really work adequately. There's revised damage handling and blocking implementation, with snap blocking now being pretty snappy, pun intended. We revised kind of the standard timings for all that, so you cut your stun duration down to nearly half with each snap block you execute. So a number of things going on there, but a lot of work behind the scenes that we did in that release and the 22.11 release that we're working on. So really, we're going to pivot more to what I call what's next, but this is also kind of like what's going on in progress. So I'm going to start off by showcasing some more of the stuff that Jas has been working on here. So we talked a little bit in our last update that Jas is working on a lot of our character adjustments to kind of refine some of the animations to just fill out some areas we have that need adjustments or some cleanup. So last time we showed, I think, 3 characters, Isamu, Hitan, and I forget who the third one was in that round, but that Jas has been working on. This time he worked on 3 more characters, Shinrao, Kenta, and Kyoki, on the adjustments there. So this is some of Shinrao's updates you can see here. We've got some updates to some of his air-based attacks, including his jump and kick move, some tween frames for his, what do we call it? Like the crystal slide moves where it pops out of his chest. And then on the bottom is one example. We have a couple of these of some of the effects that Jas worked on for kind of Shinrao's smoke puff effect. This is going to be used in situations where Shinrao is kind of like forced out of a transformed state. So like when he gets hit while he's in his head form and he snaps back to his body, this will be emitted to kind of puff him back into that shape and smooth out a couple areas when he hits the ground, stuff like that, to visually aid in a little bit of the look and feel of Shinrao as he's doing that. Jas also worked on Kenta and Kyoki a little bit here, just included some more tween frames for peaks that are held for a while that didn't really have any subframes for like still animating like wind flow or things like that. As well as a little set of interstitial fluid frames used for a moment in the story mode that I worked on sequencing this time. So
it's all wavy.
Yeah, it's all wavy. This is just one frame of an animation he did.
Yep.
That's used for that. So that's some of what Jas has been working on. He's got, I guess in this iteration, I gave him the references for the remaining 3 characters to work on. So he's going to be getting started on those soon, as well as some other stuff, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But we also, in that time, continued work on AI tooling. So, Sean, I will let you talk a little bit here about what we're looking at. The bottom left we've showed before. This is some footage of the AI playback that we worked on. Yep. But yeah, why don't you talk through what we're looking at here?
Lots of numbers. Don't let it scare you. Yeah, this is a dump I just did the other day to kind of get a sample of like...
Sean did it.
Yep. Dump. All over the place. It's so huge too. But yeah, this is just to see like what metrics we might want to gather to help try to rebalance a lot of the AI stuff, and even just see like, is it performing this to our expectations at this ratio and blah blah blah. We're eventually going to put these into sub spreadsheets and chart them and do all kinds of fancy,
trend analysis, right? Yeah, it's really to track the trend. Without going too deep into the AI approach, again, just to recap, maybe for those who aren't aware, we have a system where the AI kind of predicts what would happen if it does different stuff, and it scores those options to decide what to do. So this really gives us a way to record all the cases where it ran those simulations and what the scores were, so we can look at the trend, like, hey, this attack had these typical scores over time. This helps us to, dial in kind of the balance of the metrics and how the score range it picks from and things like that. So this is going to be key to our AI difficulty curve and just working out the kinks for the last bits of the AI stuff.
Yep.
So,
and now that I'm gathering most of these metrics, which we've done a version of this before, but this is like a new pass with the new setup we have now, it should be pretty easy to kind of figure out what we want for charting, and then just lots of play testing to make sure it looks the way we want it to.
Yep, getting that tuned in.
Yep.
So another kind of development and prototyping initiative we've been working on in these 2 release cycles is work on Khan, and we're working on what we're calling a gray box phase, although we don't really have final content. But this is a rough sample that I mocked up. The key thing here is we have the shell of a rough shell of Khan running in games, missing a lot. None of this is final art. This isn't final scale. This is literally throwing some of the incomplete content into the engine in a way that we can just start playing around with it, seeing how the dynamics should work. Yeah. We're still kind of refining his approach a bit, although I think I've kind of landed on where we're drawing the line on certain aspects of his functionality. But the first key thing that I was testing here was the low versus high positioning. So you'll see I've got him kind of hopping up, and some of these low attacks will not hit. That's by design. It's kind of a defensive trait. But, you can hit him with a lot of the airborne specials or high hitting moves and still knock him around. The other key thing that I'm working out here, you can see the green circles in this view are like the physics meshes, so that they kind of collide, and that's how you push characters across. So part of this was just working out the logistics of how big of an object is it, where should it be positioned so that the character can maneuver around him correctly. Also the knockdown mechanics. We have it where he's kind of holding this high position for his jump. He can toggle between the 2 positions. So should we allow him to be knocked down like a normal character? Does that always force him to the ground? how do we handle hits and all that stuff. So this is testing out some different approaches, and also accounting for like the character passing. So there are some core gameplay updates that were made to support this. This also kind of forced us to deal with having the camera not pan upwards when he's elevated, like we do for most characters. Supporting input handling with the fact that the character is flipping when passing the threshold underneath him, so that it doesn't throw off your move inputs. Lots of little things like that we'll work on in this path. So the next steps in this is to start stubbing in some of Khan's actual attacks between some of the preliminary content we have done and some really crude hand-drawn versions of the new stuff that we're adding in. I'll touch briefly, I'll cut back to us, but I'll touch briefly on kind of the approach we're taking with Khan, since we haven't talked about that in a little bit. Originally, the plan was for him to have the two positions and be kind of a more stance-focused character. So he would have kind of an offensive mode where he's more susceptible to damage, deals more damage, a defensive mode where he kind of ups his shield a bit and he takes less damage, but he doesn't dole out as much. And I think what we're finding is that I'm going to probably say we're cutting the offensive-defensive stance. The stance is really going to be the vertical position that he's using, which the vertical offers some inherent defensive properties out of the box. Mm-hmm. But he's going to become more of what I call a sap and burn character, where part of the core mechanics of Khan is the ability to sap resources from the opponent and burn those resources to use certain special attacks or amp up attacks. So he'll be capable of consuming health from the opponent, he'll be capable of consuming charge from the opponent and burning both of those things, burning his own health if he doesn't absorb it, to use certain attacks. And there's kind of a mismatch intentionally between what he saps and burns at each level to encourage the fact that you need to mix up your strategy and your vertical positioning to be most effective.
Well, and just the type of character he represents,
exactly.
That also just
in the
makes,
story,
and
right?
That so just makes sense.
No story spoilers,
yeah.
But the core characters definitely have some attachments to the fact that he kind of absorbs and corrupts a lot of things around him. But yes, so
another aspect is the fact that he's so large, but he's also a bit of a sponge, so it's trade off there.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of question marks we're trying to iron out 100%. Mm-hmm. I'm testing some different approaches with our gray box prototype, but you knock them to the ground. Most characters lie low, prone on the ground. You can't hit them until they get back up. Well, it's kind of hard to say, you can't wail on him when he's knocked down just because he's knocked down when he's a giant target. So he might be a little different in that we'll allow him to have repeated hits while he's on the ground. We've thought about maybe giving him some kind of burst or something when getting up. If somebody's wailing on him, that he can use to kind of kick people back to get back to the position. So there's a lot of little aspects to his structure that we're trying to sort out. But, it is interesting. We're landing on, he'll have two different grapple moves, one in the upper position, one in the lower. That's how he does his sapping. And then he'll have two different supers for the two positions that correspond to the resource he's burning in that position. So in a way, I think we're simplifying the fact that we don't need to create multiple versions of all the moves based on his stance. And now it's really just what moves can he use and what are the two positions. So
he'll still be very technical.
Yes. Yeah, he's going to be an interesting character to play and play against. So
I forget, is that the first time we've showed him?
No, we've had him in our media before. I think this is the first time we've showed content of his
definitely
in-game
content that extensive.
Yeah.
And again, there's a lot more animations that he'll have, and there'll be bits of him that'll animate differently. So
yeah, I mean, one of the other technical challenges with Khan is that I think the way we're going to build him in the game, he's going to be a character that's made up of lots of little pieces that are working together because of the way his attacks work. So, he will probably have the disc, the main body form, the limbs, the whirlwind. they all have different individual things that they can do based on what he's doing as a whole.
Mhm.
So, and we sort of do something kind of like that with the birds, with
Okay.
Hitan's birds
Yeah.
today. They function as kind of a cluster, but they each individually have their own behavior. So it's a similar concept to what we've done there. But yeah, so above and beyond that, we've had some continued progress on the soundtrack and story. We actually completed the migration of the full soundtrack project files, all 60 some tracks or whatever, over to our new, I guess, license / quality grade. So
Which is
that
a
was
bit of a manual
it was
process,
a massive effort. I basically had to go through each project file, each instrument synth in the rack. Most projects have 10 probably on average, and then each rack might have 2 or 3 instruments, and basically hand copy them over to the new license instruments and dial in all the presets that were configured before. So,
and hopefully that won't need to be done again.
yeah, no, that shouldn't need to be done again at this point. You know, we've been planning there will be kind of a final master pass. There's a few little differences they changed with the new license that I have to kind of rebalance the sound in a few places. I'm just going to include that effort in the final master pass. So. But yeah, it's coming along. The list of tracks outstanding is dwindling, and story mode's progressing along well. I think I'm on to like the last quarter of the chapters. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're really getting down to where like not much music left. They have one basic full character, lots of little tweaks.
And a lot of polish.
There, but
yeah,
a lot of it's going to come down to polish at this point. So, some features that we've been putting off on purpose.
Yeah, so there are a few other things we've been developing in the background as well, as we've had some time to try to prep for multi-plat and Steam a little bit more. One of the ones I'm working on right now to just knock out on the side is what I would call like multi-control support for multiplayer. So like if you're using a phone and you're using touch, and I'm using a Steam Deck and I'm on a controller set of controls, technically we have a slightly different set of input commands to trigger the moves based on your control method. And so right now the game doesn't have a concept of how to like handle it differently. Like it thinks both characters are using a controller here, both characters using, that causes some disconnect. So I've got the foundation of now supporting alternate control methods there, and it supports the concept of flip-flopping control method mid-match. So like if you were to connect a controller, like pause the game, connect a controller, it would adapt to that. But I'm still working out a couple kinks on how we're synchronizing that information on the network. Yeah. So it's almost there. Maybe next stream we can show a demo of it working. It's not super exciting, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know,
it's good functionality to have. So you don't have to like restart the game if you lose control.
Right. So, yeah, and then a couple other like desktop settings and other not so fun things, but that are necessary to support our PC based modes. Yep. We've still been working on some of that. So yeah,
a lot of it's coming together.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's a lot of what's going on with the game. Has been progressing well. I think we are planning, as far as what's next outside of just the game, we are planning to have another holiday stream as our next stream. So we've been talking about some ideas for maybe kind of some looking back at where we've been over the last couple of years.
And some future plans for some stuff.
Yeah. So it's there's stuff in the works.
Yeah.
Maybe potential events next year.
Maybe, yeah.
So
would be nice.
I do lament PAX South.
Yeah.
I really miss that. Normally this time of year we'd be preparing for that and talking about like what we're pulling together for that.
We at least have NakaCon one more time. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yep. But so I think that's pretty much it for game updates this time.
Yep. Did you have anything?
No, I mean that's pretty much, for us. That's we're kind of looking at what we're doing next year in regards
Yep.
to, for me, as far as like events and streams and more just outreach in general. So like that. I don't do anything fun. I'm the not making this stuff. I mean, I've done a little bit.
You've done editor stuff.
I've done the boxes.
You've helped.
I didn't do the
stuff.
cons boxes.
Those are just prototype for now. We'll have a pass for those when we get closer to finalization. But you've helped me with some of the sound stuff too.
Yeah,
some of the sound design, gathering samples for a lot of the in-game effects and stuff. So, yep.
He didn't make them. That would have been fun.
Yep. Do some Foley sessions.
Yeah.
But
You'll
yeah,
see.
it's so yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see what we'll be doing going on. I got some stuff in my old noodle, and yeah, and then shows. I'd really like to go to a show next year.
Yeah.
Sure.
Other than, I mean, Naka's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Naka's
since we didn't get
easy.
to go right, Naka's easy because it's here.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to go because I got COVID.
Yeah. We played it
We
safe.
went, and then we left.
Yeah, we had it. It was rough because we set everything up,
Yep.
and we left for the day to get ready. And then Logan was like, "Guys,
I can't taste anything.
don't be mad." But and like we were debating, Sean and I,
Yeah.
trying to do something, but it's like we really should just play it safe. Like if
'Cause
we've
we
been
didn't know if we had it.
right, it's like we've been around Logan, like we, wearing
Which
masks
isn't a
and
bad
stuff.
thing. Just
No,
so we're clear.
no, it's not
not
a
a bad
thing.
thing to be around
No.
me. I'm a peach.
But we just wanted to play it safe with the community at Naka and between ourselves, So yeah, so Sean and I went and broke it down really quick, but we'll be back this coming year, so we're looking forward to it.
2023, baby.
Yeah.
Unless the world ends.
Oh, well.
Hopefully not.
Always an option.
Yeah, but cool. Well, I guess with that,
We should get to build.
we should get to building. I guess we don't really need to take a breather because it's only been a bit.
Yep. Yeah, you too, bud.
But yeah, I guess we can.
That was our cleaner.
Yeah.
We were talking to you guys saying have a good one, but we're not leaving yet. No, let's go ahead, take just like
I mean,
a
Get
minute
started.
just to get all the pieces and all that stuff out.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then we'll be right back after these messages.
These messages
from our sponsors, being us.
Yeah,
ourselves. BRP.
Ready.
My rage conquers all! Out of my way!
See you next time. Ready?
My rage conquers all!
Catch me if you can.
Fall blind!
Shower time. Special service.
I am one with the earth.
Ready. Time to step it up. Fight. Coming through. Break it down. It is time to strike. Knockout. A modest test of ability. Ready. I am ready to A modest test of ability.
Hey, there we go. We're back.
We are back.
Back
Sorry for the.
To the future.
Oh. So I'm working on my Astray Red Frame Gundam, and I did not.
You didn't believe us.
I didn't believe that this is what I was working on, so I had to go to our last stream to verify that that's what I was working on.
I'm
been a
still
Because
working
I was
on
like,
my
I swear none of this looks familiar.
perfect grade.
And yeah, I've had this Lego kit for half a year or more.
Yeah.
So it's like, I should probably just build this, even though I have many Gundams to finish. This is a thick book.
Yep.
It's nuts.
Yep. You know they have an app now
Oh, nice.
that has like all the sets. You can look it up and it'll show you. You should try it honestly because I think there's even like an AR based thing where like as you're building it, it can show you like where to put stuff. I think.
Interesting.
I haven't tried it while building a set, but I got the app to show Allison for one of her recent sets. So.
Yeah, I always like how they organize these. And it's funny because like I didn't build Legos for a long time, so like this whole like Lego remover
tool.
part is so cool. I'm glad they finally
It's
came
like
out.
life changing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember having to like get your mail in there.
Because or for me, I was using my teeth.
Oh yeah. And yeah, I mentioned to the guys I like the sticker set because not only does it have like the license plates, the displays, the hoverboard, it even has like the plutonium case. So good
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I have arms, and a leg, and a foot, and I'm building the second leg, and I have to find what freaking step I stopped on.
I also like how you can have like the variations from the 3 movies. It looks like it's all on the 11 bag, so I'll keep that separate. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so I finished the legs. The feet legs.
The feet legs.
See, now that you're doing that, so one thing with this Lego set, because I have this Lego set too, is you can build any one of the 3 DeLoreans.
Right.
Because you can build the one from the first one, the one from the second and third. So which one are you gonna do?
I'm tempted to go 1 or 2.
Because at least the picture I'm looking at, that's number 1.
Well, so a lot of the accessories are in the 11 bag. So, like, the hook is in the 11 bag.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. Or, oh, yeah, maybe that is...
Maybe
It has
it's...
different sections.
Right, that's probably why it's so thick, is because there's 3 different ways you could build this.
Yeah, I don't know. Because some of the parts look like they're on the outside, but I can't tell. Still building a car.
Oh. Then, yeah, maybe it is all just...
Well, I'll start. Yeah, there's a hook.
I think this is maybe where I was finishing, because...
Oh,
was
maybe the
putting-
last part shows how to build the...
Yeah, each part.
Yeah.
Okay, R20 and 16.
Unless it's just that picture says, hey, these 2 pieces, we're going to make that.
Yeah.
Essentially.
These 2 Lego pieces are going to turn into a vehicle.
Yep.
It can also be a hat.
Oh, so speaking of puzzle-like things, I was watching LTT's like weekly thing, and one of the things they came out with was a 1,000-piece puzzle. And they're like, well, we should have one that's easier for people. So they also did 100. And then I guess Linus was like, well, I want one that's even easier, but instead of having like a 4-piece puzzle, it'd just be kind of dumb. They actually just like half-pressed the 1,000-piece. So it still comes as like one thing, and it has the puzzle shapes, but you can cheat and say like, yeah, I put that together.
That's funny.
I'm still waiting for whenever I get the screwdriver.
Oh yeah, they are getting close to being like that.
Because I ordered one for me and then one for here.
Yeah,
So.
I kind of wanted to get one eventually, so that'll at least be one to play with.
$120
Yep.
for 2 screwdrivers.
They're nice screwdrivers, but yes, they're not cheap.
He was just so passionate about it. I was
Yep.
just like,
Yeah.
They put a lot of work into it. That's why I'm curious about some of the other stuff they're building. Like they even show like a mouse that they want to build.
oh, no, wait, that's the crotch. I've already done that.
As one does.
I'm like, this doesn't look right. The piece is missing. And
I
then I'm
recognize
like,
that crotch
oh,
anyway.
or the waist unit,
The
excuse
waist
me.
unit. Yeah, it's a
And I don't
Waist
mean-
or waste?
Like waist. But it could also be the
It
waist,
could also
the
be
waist
the waist
unit.
unit.
I mean, the other waist unit is attached to the waist unit.
Waist unit number 1, number 2.
B9.
Concerning that that's a thing, but okay.
Nine,
Okay, so
there we
I had some of these pieces together.
But what is new and exciting in everyone's lives? In the chat, what's new and exciting with everyone's lives?
No. Anime is really good this season. Everybody should check out some shows.
Anime.
Yeah. Chainsaw Man and a whole bunch of others.
Oh shit, I cut the wrong one.
See, this is what's confusing about this. I remember this from last time. It has you build one leg, and you would think, okay, it's going to tell me the steps to build the other one.
Nope.
But
Sometimes it'll just have like a 2x and you're just, yeah.
see,
So you're just assumed to do 2.
no, but this is actually the 2 parts for that one leg.
Ah.
See, like, yeah, this is the start of the other leg over here.
Okay.
So I'm not done with this one yet. That's the problem. I did this.
It's just too complicated.
Okay. Well, again, the first like hour of this is just going to be me trying to remember where the hell I left off with this. Like, good grief. Okay.
I mean, I had to spend 10 minutes to figure out if I was building this Gundam or not. Because I was also... I wanted to make sure this wasn't Ellen's. And I was like... But I was like, no, because like...
Well, I know I gave that to, I'm pretty sure you. But
Right.
Maybe Ellen.
But I thought Ellen either maybe had one or... Guess it doesn't matter. And nothing else matters.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. Even has like
Does
a
it
smug
is
smile.
is the other side of his head not have the glasses?
Yes, it's just him doing the shocked expression.
That's funny.
Because I was like, he didn't use the glasses in the other movies, so that's why you feel
Yeah.
like there's got to be another head.
Actually, I'm gonna make him do
A,
this. Smug smile.
B. Okay, this is confusing.
Q. The Batman symbol.
Yes.
Oh, I
Q.
get it.
It was so sad to hear that Batman news.
Yeah.
He's so good at the animated Batman.
Yep. Well, and I feel like I saw him recently
Mm-hmm.
interviewing about something.
I think he was only in his 60s or something.
Yeah.
Does this picture look like this piece? I think so. My head is not like, hey, we're gonna
I don't recognize
build
this
Gundams
class.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Lego Builder? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
I've never heard of this thing, so
I only know about it because I think one of the newer sets that
Is it
Allison got
official?
yeah, it's
Yeah, it is.
official.
It has 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
10 million plus downloads.
Yeah.
yeah. All right, never mind.
Yeah, I would check it out because it looked pretty cool. For one thing, it gives you like all the instruction manuals in an app. But there's also some kind of 3D AR building thing that it does that I haven't tried, but it's looked kind of interesting. I still need to pick up Bricktails at some point.
Bricktails, woo!
Okay, this is totally not the right number. I did E9. Well, this 7 is a 9, right? I just realized after I cut this, I'm like, how is this going on an arm? This looks like a chest piece. And then I'm like, oh, it's not.
It is a chess piece.
This is not the right thing.
So I can download a PDF.
They're supposed to be,
Do I do plus?
yeah.
I need an account for that.
Yeah, I think you have to
minus.
create an account. I'm trying to remember what all I did for the set that we were looking at.
Oh, there we go.
Lego adult account, I guess.
Yep. You're an adult, right, Sean?
Mostly.
Oh, I'm supposed to. Okay, now I get it. These pieces, you know, sometimes they just.
By the way, in the chat, let us know how you guys, how our voices sound, because we got some new microphones this time.
Yeah, they're
I'm-
wireless.
Yeah, they're wireless.
Yay!
Yeah. I can see our voices are registering in there, so I think we're
good
good.
sign.
But if for some reason, just put it like to the side. That works pretty good for me.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as you're not like hitting it.
but well, problem, Logan, is that we keep wearing T-shirts when really we
Yeah.
should have like a button down or something to
collared.
clip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could wear your tie. Like one of the digital ties.
Oh, the Pixel one.
Yep.
The old Think Geek.
Yep.
Yeah.
May they rest in peace.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I guess they're owned by GameStop, so they're still a thing, but it's like pretty much.
It's even worse.
Might as well just not be.
Yep.
D25 and
Nothing like buying
24.
companies and ruining them.
Well, nobody's doing that lately.
Yeah.
Cough, cough.
Nobody at all.
Everybody runs things perfectly well.
Oh my God, you guys! We could have paid $8 to be Blue Check official
Yeah, we could have got
Circean
it.
Studios.
Didn't he pull that back already?
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gone
I
back
thought
and
so.
forth. Right now, it's like only for major companies.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, I think this only has a PDF version.
Maybe it's just
It might be that set.
Which
I'm
to me
sure.
is crazy because that is one of their
Yeah.
like bigger, more like popular sets. But
Yeah.
I like how the loading bar is also just Lego pieces. Yeah, it's just a PDF.
Well,
Oh well.
I guess you have to try it on some other sets,
yeah.
but yeah, like I know certain,
Cool
certain
concept.
sets,
They showed a
you
picture of
you
how
can
it
at
worked.
least get step by step. It is weird they don't just have like the actual non-PDF like interactable directions because the set Allison had, I know, had that. So in app you could go through, and then yeah, there's some kind of 3D AR thing.
Yeah.
It must be just for certain sets, but.
Well, I know they have some other tools where you can actually rotate the pieces and see where they
This
go.
one will use the camera, and I
Yeah.
think if you're pointing it at the thing you're building, it'll kind of either show you where stuff is supposed to go or something like that. I don't know, though. I haven't gotten
Wow.
it working. So.
I am literally just having the hardest time figuring these things out. But don't worry, I got it. Thank goodness.
Are you sure?
D21.
Jeez, nuts.
D's 21s. But yeah, I mean, let's see some other news. So, Sean, you brought up the Game Awards being announced.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
nominations are this week. That'll be fun. Yeah, this year's been kind of slow. There's still
We were
been some good
mentioning,
ones.
yeah.
I think, if anything, this year, probably more than most, I'm looking forward to, like, what's announced.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stuff we just don't know about yet, or that doesn't have a date. I forget if they've announced. I don't think they've announced any like musical guests or anything like that, but they usually have something going on. Oh, and I just realized the.
I think that like crazy.
I was about to say, I don't know if he has any new games, but
I think he is because I thought he posted something.
I'm sure he'll be there.
I feel like he posted a picture with like mocap people.
Yeah, he did. I remember that. Well, and Kojima's been teasing stuff. He's shown at least like one of the girls that's involved with the next.
Well, and then there was that weird leak of the dude with no shirt on.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Is the conspiracy is that was not a...
Well, you know, of all the things, as much as he likes to tease things, I doubt he would have just some dude without a shirt as the teaser. Like, that does not seem his style.
I have a feeling we're going to see that officially because there's been
Yeah.
so many little
Well, and
bits leaking about it.
when I follow his Twitter, he posts a lot of like, oh, I had a meeting with this person, and he's done
Right.
a lot with Jeff Keighley. Basically.
Yeah.
So,
To me, I'm just like, dude, that's just like your Wednesday morning
basically.
pancakes
Right.
and bro out. Like,
Yep.
I feel like y'all just talk so much that it's like,
He's a bro. He
yeah,
likes hanging
that's
out
his
with
typical
bros.
Tuesday, exactly. It's like me tweeting. It's like, oh, I talked to Shane about something.
Yeah. I do want to check out his podcast one of these days. But
Yeah, when I was on Spotify yesterday, I was like, I got that like recommendation thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he had this, so I messaged Ellen because I was like, hey, have you watched this yet? Because I remembered. But oh crap!
it's supposedly in English as well.
Don't break it, Logan.
Not now.
I
You
might
broke
have
it. broke it.
chunked a little off,
Just a little.
just tiny.
Just the tip. Oh. Yeah, this one bag had these tiny bags, and I didn't know if I needed to keep those separate. I guess. That's what I'm
See
using.
that little like stretched.
How could you do this, Logan?
Well, better return the set and get a new one.
Oh, Logan.
War.
Oh, shit.
It's Battle damage. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
One way to look at it.
Oh, speaking of Gundam, I really want to check out the new Gundam.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I saw the preview episode 0 they put up on YouTube for free. And it was really good so far. And it's like the first one, I think, to have like a main female protagonist. So that's nice.
I think so. I'm trying to think back. Yeah, I probably for the main protagonist. I'm pretty sure that's true.
It's always had pretty good female characters from what I remember. But yeah, it's nice to have a change of pace, I guess.
Indeed.
Hill map. Aren't you at like a thing doing like selling coffee right now, or is that later?
Coffee.
So I guess technically, okay, so she is. So technically she used to work with us at Highland.
Sure.
She works for Law Logics, which was recently purchased by Equifax.
That's right.
So she doesn't work for Highland anymore, but they still have them on the network. So like she's still in our like gaming chat group.
Interesting.
So yeah, we're assuming that Park Hill High Robot Team STEM unit.
Hey,
Shane, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, is it, I'm assuming, First Robotics?
He used to do a lot of that.
Yeah, I was a pretty big player in First for, God, almost 10 years.
But did you
back on the East Coast.
I would have loved to do that in high school, but they didn't really offer it.
I did cooking, and that's what I liked to do then.
Yeah,
Instead of building a robot, you built a souffle.
Yeah. Souffle. D20. I guess how's the coffee business? So she basically started her own like side little business of like she has all this coffee that's like, and obviously you can correct me, but they're basically like D&D themed coffees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
And she basically just makes it and like sells it. And I
Almost
guess
sounds like what they have at Tabletop.
there was because
they have their own custom.
There was some event that she did because they didn't serve coffee there, so she did it.
That's a good idea.
And like she sold out.
Yep. Should look into Naka maybe.
Well, in the vein of classic RPGs, that's a good segue.
There we go.
I don't know if we would stream it. That's up to you guys, or record it and stream it if you want to. We don't have to, but I finally got my print materials for OSE, which is the Old School Essentials RPG. It's basically BX D&D with some AD&D first edition thrown in.
Can you say? Nobody knows what BX D&D.
Basic and Expert D&D.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Well, it's called BX D&D by
I think that's a lot
most
of
the community.
That sounds like a whole lot of BX to me.
It's a version of D&D, essentially first edition, that came out in 1981, where they had kind of the basic version and the expert version. So it's a modern version of that first edition rule set that's been kind of cleaned up and streamlined a little bit, and it's really good. So it's one of the main systems that's really kind of taking off right now in the old school renaissance. But anyway, I'm planning on running at least like one-shot adventure with these guys to kind of show them like Logan knows, because he many a year ago played like second edition.
Yeah.
But
Tyler and I argued on the phone about this.
Yeah, exactly. Or magic user, just straight up. Like, or when in BX, technically, elf, dwarf, they're classes. It's not really until you get to the expert rules where you can multi-class by having like a character race and a character class, which is in this system. But yeah, technically the basic rules, elf is a class, or dwarf is a class.
It's such a weird
and
way
you
of
just have a class.
doing it.
It's interesting though. Like there's something to be said about the simplicity of it, and like I really like kind of the way dungeons are run in OSR, where it's really about kind of like problem solving, like using your logical skills to problem solve through the environment, and
Also,
yeah.
less about role playing, basically.
I mean, yeah, you can kind of scale it with your group, but
Yeah.
it's really about the experience of exploring the dungeon and solving the best way to get the treasure and get out of there. So,
Yeah, it's just as compared to like I started with Vampire, really.
yeah,
That's
it is
mostly-
very role play,
Yeah.
social interaction.
Yeah.
I guess is what I would say. Yeah, it's a lot more founded on like social character interactions versus
I
like.
forget if I told you, but we actually
other stuff.
did the rules very wrong.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for a long, long time, many years. So, like, one of the base things with that is the idea of obviously you're a vampire, you're hard to kill, but there's like
Not if
different-
you're getting hunted by Blade.
yeah,
yeah,
there's a hunter side book, but there's different types of damage. There's blunt damage and lethal damage, which is like knives
Right.
and whatnot, and then magical damage and whatnot. But we always just assumed that guns were blunt damage, which like I think it's like half damage or something. It's
right.
easier to resist. So we were constantly like shooting each other or getting shot and be like, oh, they just took a little bit of damage
Isn't
and
it?
keep moving on.
Wouldn't they be considered piercing?
Yes, it was actually lethal damage because they're moving so fast that it will tear through you. So, yeah, we did that completely wrong and we would have been dead so many times. But we did a lot of things bad.
Your bullets have no effect against me.
It's like blood.
I have magical wizard armor on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things we did wrong, but that one was just funny. We're like, we swear we were right about it, and somebody had us look it up, and we're like, oh no, we did that wrong for a very long time.
Yeah. But did it really get in the way? I mean, like.
I mean, again, we had so many other problems. That was such
Yeah.
a minor thing.
But yeah. So eventually,
Yeah.
I want to run an actual run of the original Tomb of Horrors with these guys. But man, I think you guys at least need to get accustomed to that system first before attempting it, because it's
We
tough.
have the
Dungeon Crawl
Dungeon Crawl
Classics,
Classics, yeah.
which is another one. So we got quite a few different.
Spelljammers is heavy on the pew pew gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm actually writing in the spare time that I don't have.
Yep.
I am writing a 5e Spelljammer source book to kind of add some supplemental material to
Still
the
kind of
recent
based
release.
on the recent one, but
No, it's
Yeah.
meant to extend the recent release with some new stuff. So, admittedly, time's been kind of tight lately, but I do have kind of the general framework of it planned out. Generating wild space systems. I have new like spatial encounter types that I'm spelling out in there. Some light rules to make ship-to-ship combat a bit more interesting. And a lot of this is kind of framed around the concept of a new ship component called the Arcanus, which allows kind of a core magical subsystem of the ship that can suppress magical effects and enhance them in interesting ways. So, yeah, at some point...
Oh, my magic is being suppressed.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of the problem in... yes, I'm planning on putting it on the DM's Guild as a release out there. So yeah.
I mean, I didn't know this is like a secret project.
No, it's
You
just
missed
something
it.
I've
We've been
been.
talking about it a
I
lot.
mean, I've kind of just been working on it on Sundays as I have time, but I
I like that you
haven't
guys
had a
seem
lot
to
of
like to
time.
have a lot of conversations
Well, you
after
know-
I leave.
You know what, Logan? If you were here more,
I'm not staying
I know.
until like past my bedtime.
Well, there's also Saturdays you
know.
don't always come up, but that's fine.
but yeah. I mean, I haven't talked about it much in a little while because I
Yeah.
haven't been able to progress on it much. But
I know you also
Yeah.
messed with some AI art.
yeah, so I'm using a combination, or I'm using Stable Diffusion to kind of generate some of the artwork for the book, but it's a hybrid of that and me actually compositing elements together and running it through and stuff. I have a blurb in the book on kind of the art and stuff because I'm still a very big proponent on supporting artists, and a lot of that tech would not exist without the artists that have
No.
made everything.
And it's still in its infancy,
Yeah.
really. Like, it's really hard to get what you want out of it,
But it's interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, it'll be called Age of the Arcanas. It'll be on DM's Guild whenever I can get it done. So it'll be kind of interesting.
Yep.
But I kind of am hoping I can follow their guide to qualify it for actual like physical print capability, but they require a lot of little pieces to be considered for that, and then I think they select like which books they'll enable
Do you
the
actually
feature
like
for.
get a cut or anything in it?
I would assume so,
Same.
because I mean, and I haven't decided. I haven't really decided how I want to do the pricing on it. You can make it free. You can make it like pay what you want, like donate what you want, or set a price on it. So I'll think about it. I'm kind of waiting to see how much I end up putting in it. But I guess another big thing that's different about that source book that I've seen a lot of people put together like ship roles. I am the captain and I have these actions
hey,
that I can do.
I'm the captain now.
Or I am this weapons person and I have these tasks that I can do in a combat encounter. And I'm trying to come up with a more task-based system similar to Sea of Thieves, and I mentioned this in my foreword, where roles are a byproduct of the actions you choose to perform in combat. So there's just kind of a collection of different types of tasks you can do in an encounter, and the role kind of comes naturally out of how people execute what they do, but everybody's open to doing whatever typical combat tasks. You could go off to repair physical damage or man this weapon or issue commands or whatever. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to take a little different approach like that, which I think is fundamentally a little different than a lot of the approach I've seen a lot of other people do. But yeah, one of the biggest challenges with ship combat in 5th edition, I got side railed, is that, with the magical effects, like you can just throw spells at other ships and kind of really screw them up very easily. Like one player character can kind of outbalance that. So the idea for me started with the concept of, well, why not create a ship component that would suppress magical effects or counteract them in some way to balance that out more. And, just thinking in lore, it's like, well, if people started coming up with this capability, that would obviously have a pretty profound impact on like seafaring in the stars. So I started thinking about like some other things, like how weapons would change with that in mind. So I have some different like weapon archetypes and stuff that are added in there. But yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. It's kind of just something I've been poking at on Sundays when I have some time.
Yeah.
But
What about
yeah.
your secret project, Olivia?
which secret project are you referring to?
Are you talking about my streams?
Well, no, it's just seeing if you'd make something up.
Oh, yes, that secret project. That's so.
I mean, you're streaming. You are about to get that rolling again here.
Yep. So I streamed for a good portion of the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And then I stopped because we were getting ready for NACA. And then I got COVID. And then we went on a
You had
cruise.
a lot of, but you also had a lot of work things. Like there was just a lot going on.
So I stopped.
Yeah.
And the other kind of part thing was just like, which this happens to a lot of streamers, is like when, I mean, burnout more because it's like, there were depending on like the game and the time, like I had other people watching that were engaged.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a lot.
Yeah.
So it was just like, So I was like, I think I need to change my times, and I just never got to do that. So now I'm changing it to where I'm streaming on. I'm gonna start streaming tomorrow, but every Sunday and Thursday night at 7 Central.
I guess I'm going to be streaming again tonight, sort of. Or not tonight, tomorrow. Because I'm going to be joining my brother again for Phasmophobia, and he's streaming it. So I'll be playing that in VR.
They changed a lot.
They have.
Yeah.
I watched his... I mean, the core of the game is still the same idea, but it's definitely had a lot of really good updates to
I
it.
heard it's much harder.
So you're
It is
not
a
gonna
lot
be
harder.
there, Shane? How could
No,
you?
when are you... You're streaming more in the morning, aren't you?
No,
or later in the evening.
Yeah.
I think we're doing this in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Like 3 or 4 or something like
Okay,
that.
you know mine's at 7.
No,
I will having to wake up.
I will make a point to be there for your stream, Logan. Don't worry. But yeah,
Shoot.
yeah, I'm looking forward to play. I watched his last stream, which I unfortunately wasn't able to join them that time. But yeah, it's a lot harder because the ghosts are a lot more aggressive, and there's a lot more different types of ghosts with a lot of different equipment to detect what's what. So. The hub area is completely different now.
Nice.
Like all the shop and equipment stuff's been updated.
Oh my God! There's a warm liquid going down my thigh. What is that? What is that?
Yeah, basically.
Did you? It was like a.
Did you hear that? It was like a
Douche.
dude. Yeah, it's pretty fun though. Yeah, I finally got my setup working at home to stream to my headset from my PC to my Quest.
Are you going to try it in VR?
I'll be playing it in VR. I've played it before in VR.
Well, yeah, I just didn't know this time if you were
Yes,
going to VR.
yeah. I'm not going to be streaming directly. However, my channel is set up to co-stream or to like forward my brother's stream, so it'll be on
it
my channel
still
or his
work?
channel. Yeah,
I thought they disabled that or something recently.
not that I'm aware of.
They did something that affects that, so where you can't. There's something you can do it automatically or something, but I forget when they did that.
Yeah, that sounds.
I don't know.
Sounds familiar.
Last I checked, it was still working for mine, but I mean, I guess I'll take a look at that to see if it's still a thing.
Yeah, they've messed up some people recently. Everybody keeps like messing up their entire platform.
Q15 T3 4
Shoot.
and 5.
No, not the hand.
Oh, now it happened. Logan, you dropped it. Ooh, I almost cut the wrong part of this off.
That's the funny thing with this is like
Tiny
there's
pieces.
nothing to cut, but
Yeah.
I have definitely used the wrong pieces before, so or put them in the wrong place.
That tastes a lot better now.
Nice.
The water.
Ah, good. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have noticed because I've been still just drinking it in coffee and stuff.
Well, that and you're also boiling it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I was... There we go. Okay.
So speaking of other new projects, I know some of us are building some new PCs soon, so we're doing a lot of planning.
I'm actually
pre-buying.
not
Yeah.
right now. My rig's still working pretty good, but yeah, you guys have been looking at some upgrades.
Oh.
Well, and Logan, you've purchased some upgrades.
Yep. So I've been spending several nights looking up, or basically planning new parts and all this stuff for my new rig, and it's stressful, and I hate it, and I just want it to be done.
Yep. Some people, that's all they do. They just like the process of.
I'm gonna like randomly gift Logan the PC Builder Simulator.
Oh yeah.
Or
there you
PC,
go.
yeah.
I wonder if that would like.
It's actually supposed to be pretty good.
I mean, it's solid in that it shows you how to actually put it together.
Yeah.
Like it's realistic in that sense. It's kind of like most of the simulators. Like there's some degree of realism in it.
But no, my biggest thing is trying to get a graphics card, and I think
that's a mess.
I think I'm gonna go to Micro Center on Wednesday, and if I can get a 4080, I'm just gonna get it, and then I'm gonna be done. I'm not gonna bother looking at the RTX or the XTX
or XTX,
because I know that this is still gonna be a solid card.
Yep. I think you'll be happy either way. It just comes down to like money and whatnot.
So.
Even then, you were talking about like maybe $100 out of everything you're spending on the computer.
Right. It's right. I mean, it's just more of like, this is, $200 more than the AMD card.
Mm-hmm.
And is the AMD card going to be really that much better to where it's like, oh no,
worth that.
I would have totally gone with that because it's like it's gonna run circles around it and shit.
Well, and you could say the opposite. Like if you care about ray tracing,
I don't care
be
about ray tracing.
Yeah.
I care more about just.
You should, Logan.
Resolution.
You should be.
Well, and that's another thing is like if you want to use DLSS, that is
Yeah.
still better in a lot of ways. But yeah, I think you'll be happy.
I think I'm supposed to cut this off, so I'm just gonna.
Holy
cut it off.
cannoli, man.
It should point out if you're not supposed to.
Oh no, this is like a piece that was just.
Oh.
Yeah, I am. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith that I'm going to be able to do it because I assume that there's going to be people like waiting for a while. But I've also never gone to Micro Center for this before, so I don't know what it's going to be like. But I figured if I show up like an hour and a half to an hour before it opens.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you'll have a line or if they'll just be in the parking lot. I guess we'll see. I'd almost be tempted to go, but like I don't know if they'll have the parts I want either. So.
Come on, it'll only be like 8 in the morning.
I mean, if anything, I'm literally like less than 5 minutes away.
You should come just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I could probably get you in line and just be like, look, he's not going to buy anything. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to buy a 4080, so don't worry.
Uh-huh.
Haha, just kidding. You totally did. You all fell for you, stupid.
Probably buying a 4090. So.
Hey, they had one 4090 yesterday, 2 days ago.
I'm still back and forth on if I need to wait for that to maybe drop in price, but... there's just one? Okay.
But it was the Zotac one, so it wasn't the one you wanted.
Sure. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's probably bad.
So here's what's weird is I did see that they are coming out with a Founders 4080 when I remember seeing an article, and you did too, Shane, that they were not going to come out with a Founders card.
So I think part of it too is the Founders is not as cheap as it normally is to try to help the board partners, but
because I remembered that I said that and you agreed. Shane.
That sounds familiar, yeah. Admittedly, I feel like some of the details have been back and forth, though.
they have been. Yeah, a lot of that launch has been kind of a mess in some ways, with EVJ dropping out. And Linus was talking about it a little bit last night, of how, like, NVIDIA also, the way they, like, structure the deals with the partners, they're not allowed to like do certain price gouging and stuff, which kind of makes sense. But that also limits how much profit they can make on things. So he's like, yeah, if you ever notice, sometimes they'll come out with new cards and be like, yeah, order all these like overclocked versions, but then they're like delayed for a month or two and they're just not in stock anywhere. And then slowly all those SKUs are replaced with slightly more expensive SKUs. It's like, yeah, it's kind of sketch, but I guess if they're blocking it from being like that. So. But yeah, I have a new graphics card, which is still pretty nice, but the rest of my system needs upgrading. I'm still on a 6th gen Intel, so.
Okay, I don't get this.
What don't you get?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I get it. Wait.
Fins.
Ooh, those are cool.
They're individually articulated and
course
a
they
pain
are.
in the butt.
Of course they are. It'd be cool, like, again, to have, like, lighting in certain things, so you could have, like, the fins glow up and have, like, red exhaust come out of it.
Oh, God, more of these. Dude, I think I'm going to be lucky by the end of the stream to just finish the rest of the steps on this leg.
Yes.
That's all that I'm going to get done today.
That perfect grade is especially
Oh,
hard.
yeah. Well, it's not hard. It's just
It's
very
a lot,
time consuming.
But, yeah, I think they did that
Very
on
time
purpose.
consuming. Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm having fun putting it together, but it's going to be a long project.
Yep. That's one of the reasons I've been kind of delaying one of my perfect grades.
It's been a long...
It's been 86 years.
82 years.
Sorry.
God, obviously not a Titanic fan.
Sorry, I only saw it once.
Actually, wait, is that really right? No. 84 years.
84, that sounds right.
What did you say?
86.
And I said 2?
Yep.
You're both wrong.
But if you take the
Nope.
2
Nope.
and subtract it from
No,
the 6...
Logan, just let it go. Just let it go. It's going to be okay.
We've all lost today.
This game's stupid. Where? I swear. By the moon and the sky. I'm like,
We'll be here.
I'll be there, Kyle.
Nope.
I-11.
Red goes with red. I gotta do this right. Yeah, it's interesting. They kind of like color coded these. I assume the red or white is the front of the car. Because there's red on this side, white on this side.
I wouldn't take interior colors.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
They
just,
have a habit of using just random freaking
Well-
colors for interior stuff.
Still, I just wonder if they're just still color coding it to because they could have also just picked the same color and that would have been easier.
Maybe,
They
but
specifically
there are a
have
lot
two
of
colors.
sets that are just completely random colors. You should check out the build of the Star Destroyer,
Oh, yeah.
the big one. The entire interior of that in the set is just a bunch of random long
You're just getting
pieces
rid of random
cobbled
pieces, yeah.
together that are all different colors and lengths. It's like, yeah. I mean, you don't see it because it's the inner shell, but it's like, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I saw
That'd be a good way to get rid of
somebody
random
do like a
pieces.
time-lapse build of that. Yeah, I mean, you know, it doesn't, it's a good way to like recycle
Yeah.
spares or
Well,
whatever.
there's things in here like yellows and browns. They probably don't need to be yellow and brown, but they also add more color variety. Because if everything was just black, it would also be hard to distinguish.
No, it must be black.
oh crap! I
Black
did this
everything.
wrong. That's so weird though, because I don't.
So you screwed it up is what you're saying.
All red color.
You screwed it up, Logan.
I don't. God, this is.
One might say
Yeah, I mean, I still want going back to Spelljammer, I still want to run the Light as Zerixis with these guys at some point, but our time is kind of limited. And Sean's at least got another campaign you're playing through right now.
Yeah,
So.
that's at least kind of less time consuming in some ways.
Sure.
but, yeah,
What
it's still-
are... Is this like your own story or is this a module?
Light as Zerixis is the official like campaign that's in the Spelljammer set for 5th edition.
No. The one he's doing.
Oh, the one you're
it's-
playing.
It's one of the introductory 5e ones.
No.
Which one? Do you
Uh,
know?
I think I told you before, and I've already forgotten.
Yeah. Lost Man at Pandalever.
Panda.
I think we're going to some mines or something.
The Lost Mines of
Oh,
Pandalever.
I didn't hear the mine part.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
probably.
don't remember.
Yeah. So I think that's actually, if I remember correctly, the very first
I
5th
think it is.
edition. Like it was even, I think, technically part of the pre-release materials.
They called it a mine.
Yeah.
The Lost Mines of Moria? Or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the Mines of Moria. See, Logan, you know your Tolkien.
Tolkien.
I got some random video recommended to me. I think because of all the Rings of Power stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it was like, yeah, what happened after? And it was talking about how the dwarves did go back and take over the mine again.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a bunch that were related to Radagast or whatever.
Oh
the
yeah.
Other wizard. I assume he showed up or something. I need to probably watch those, even though I've still heard mixed things. Like I think it depends on how much you're into what they're doing with that style wise.
Wait. No. This way? Oh, it's this way.
I haven't seen these little cap ones before. Like flat caps.
Dude, I am confused.
I assume there's some stats on like the number of Lego pieces that exist and how rare they are.
Like, there's just no way that just...
That's not possible.
Like, there's no way that just is like...
But it is.
There's just no way, bro.
Oh, one.
Yeah. Bruh. No way, bruh.
1 to 1. I like when they do these too, where it's like this is the size of it 1 to 1, so you can just put it on the book.
Mm-hmm. Come on. You can do it.
I am going to step
believe in
away
you.
real quick.
All right.
Be right back.
Do you want to
No.
clip your mic?
Oh, right. Yes, that would...
You don't want to.
I mean,
That would be very smart.
Ah,
just
that would have been
you know.
hilarious.
So embarrassing.
You just Logan leaves for a minute, and then you start hearing, oh god, hot,
As we're having
hot,
a
hot.
conversation.
No, we're just sitting here silently building Legos.
You shouldn't have told him.
Look, I'm looking out for our viewership, okay? So, yeah, Sean, I was going to say, I guess you probably haven't really dug too deep into the Spelljammer, like classes and races and
No.
stuff, but I'm kind of curious what you guys want to play.
Yep.
If it wasn't evident by the conversation earlier, I'm like really, I'm a pretty big fan of Spelljammer.
I'm curious about it.
It's a cool like setup for D&D.
Yeah. I mean, along the same lines, I really wanted to try
Starfinder,
Starfinder
for
too. Never
Pathfinder,
got
yeah.
around to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did end up picking up like the 2nd edition rules and all that stuff to fan through.
Mhm.
So Oh man, this is kind of a mess. What am I missing here?
Interesting.
Okay, this goes on here like so.
There we go.
But it doesn't fit.
If it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Oh, there we go. I think, maybe. Good grief. Like, something's not quite right with this.
Yeah, so I think this is where it kind of starts.
Oh, I see. Hold on. Oh, wow. That's insane. Okay, hold on. Oh, damn. This is going to be annoying to put together. I see what they're going for, but Jesus.
So I think this is going to be some, like, shifter or something.
Huh. Yeah?
It's going to be a 6-speed transmission. I think I've asked you before, but, like, assuming you had the garage space and the time, would you get a DeLorean for fun?
I've thought about it before.
Yeah.
You know, maybe. I looked into it at one point.
Yeah.
I think the tricky thing is just like, it really would just be for the fun of it,
Yes.
because as a vehicle, they're just not very
They had
efficient.
a lot of problems.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, it'd be kind of fun.
It was a cool design. I was kind of hopeful that one company that bought it out, that they were working on like an electric or a new version of it.
Yes.
And that would be kind of interesting.
Oh my gosh, with the fins and the tight fitting and... Oh my god, the fins turn together. Wow. Holy crap.
The amount of engineering that goes into Gundams is pretty impressive.
Okay, and then this can go in there.
I still like that video of Adam Savage doing his first Gundam, and he was just utterly impressed.
Oh, yeah.
With everything.
Oh, why isn't this fitting?
And in a way, he felt bad. He's like, I should have gotten to these years ago.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Like... Wow. This is... Something else is not fitting the correct way now. What is not fitting? Oh, wait. No. Jeez.
Sounds like
okay.
you're on the verge
there we
of
go.
breaking it.
Yeah, I know. It's like these pieces are so tiny.
No, it's not.
I was waiting for you to say something.
I'm not good. Dude. I wouldn't have even thought about that.
That's what we got to be careful about with these new microphones. Otherwise, these guys are going to be in for quite the stream.
Yeah.
And there goes our channel.
Demonetized.
That I was literally, that's all I thought about in there was just like, oh my god, this could have been recorded, and how embarrassing. And
now we got to pull down the stream video and like edit it and re-upload it and
some lovely sound effects. Okay, so I am doing okay.
Okay, here we go. The moment of truth from all this crap that I've been like putting together. This goes in the hole there. It doesn't fit. You guys, it doesn't fit. No, it goes in there. And there's flaps on the side, and I only have one. Why do I only have one flap?
Need more flaps.
Well, this is what I was building last time.
So Logan, since I asked him, assuming like garage space and money wasn't an issue or time, would you own a DeLorean?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're cool cars. They just have some issues. But there's some people that have kind of worked around them. There's at least still some like stock of the old parts that you can get that were never used.
Oh, god damn it. They don't... Okay. Okay. Nope. That one's on me. I'm going to say that one's on me, even though I think that's a load of BS. Okay. Yeah, I think when I finish this leg, I'm calling it, because I'm like, this is mentally draining.
Yes.
Like,
It's supposed to be
holy
relaxing.
crap, this is a lot of bits that...
Little tiny bits.
You can
So
always
I think-
switch to another Gundam for a bit.
I think I need...
I guess if that's the case, don't bother opening up another bag.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually almost done with this one.
G17. We should play like a bingo where like we'll
Yeah.
occasionally call out the
Exactly.
part numbers we need and
Oh, this is interesting.
See, this is weird. Like this piece doesn't stick, so it's
Loose?
it's loose on there. I mean, once
Huh.
you put it in his like arm socket thingy, it's because like this is it
Yeah.
loose.
Oh, yeah, just like an armor piece.
Yeah,
That might be on purpose. I've seen that before.
but I'm like, looking at it, there's literally no way to attach this. So it's like, it's interesting, I guess.
Yeah, one of these days I have my Metal Gear Rex over there. I need to actually glue him together because there's a lot of pieces that are just loose. That falls apart constantly. That one you could definitely tell was not, made by the same people that do Gundams. Like, it was a good model overall, but there was a lot of parts that were like, I'm going to put this flat thing on another flat thing that goes on it. Like, a lot of it was just superfluous and really did not need to be that overly engineered.
here we go. Times 4. And I really didn't make all those. Seems weird. K and L. I think those were over here.
I have added a bar. There's a flexible bar. I have no idea what this does yet.
Huh. Oh, I think I know what it's for.
For the wheels
I think.
to fold in?
I think so.
That's kind of cool.
I think that was a feature of this set.
It
Wasn't
is,
it, Logan?
it is.
Yeah.
At least the second car, yeah. And you can fold the wheels up.
Yes, I encourage that.
See, again, another reason why you should do that one.
I would probably get the light up kit for this one. I should look into that at some point. Oh, nice. I wonder if these are from the mechanical set, because they actually are geared.
Yeah.
Connects.
Connects, yeah. Didn't I hear something that they might be stopping connects? Or there's something with that. I can't
Wait,
remember.
no, that's not connects. Sorry.
The actual one that has like motors and stuff.
It's tech something.
Yeah. Which sucks, because those are always pretty cool.
Technic.
Technic.
Yeah, Technic. Sorry, connects is the weird sticks and the gear looking thing and
Yeah.
they did a roller coaster which I have.
Yeah.
The newer Connects are kind of cheapy though, aren't
They're
they?
super they're so thin. I'm because when Ellen bought me that for Christmas 2 or 3 years ago, I built it and I'm I swear these pieces were a lot thicker.
That's
They did used to be a lot thicker.
Yeah, and I'm these seem a lot more thinner and I could bend this a lot easier. And I was missing pieces.
Oh.
And so I was I was missing 2 pieces that weren't the end of the world, but it was come on.
Yep.
But also the color they didn't send that color of that piece.
Huh.
So in the book, they were red, but they were yellow.
And it was like the only piece, so they.
Yeah, because I spent a lot of time trying to find that piece, and I'm like, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked, I'm like, it's this piece, but all I have are yellow ones. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. All right.
Yeah, apparently I made one of 4 of these.
Nope, these must be spares. I wish they would tell you how many spares they give you, because like I end up with like
There's
3 pieces.
always
There's always the smaller pieces.
Yeah,
spares.
but like just tell me that they're spares.
Yeah.
Like
I just
makes
keep
me
a
nervous.
Ziploc and
Yeah, I guess I have bags over there.
I have a mason jar that's
Wow.
just filled with
Spares.
this little tiny spares because they never give you spare big pieces.
Yeah.
So it's just I have a jar of like those little like 1 dot pieces.
Well, I have a frame.
You have a kind of chassis.
Oh yeah, these gears are to that.
I have arms and kind of a chest piece. I mean, I guess I could probably like. Oh no, never mind. I have no midsection, so he won't stick to anything.
He just kind of floats. And next I would be on bag 2, which is more of the body.
Batty.
Bag.
Not bad. Maybe next time I will remember that I'm working on this.
how far along are you, Logan?
I have I have 2 pages left.
Okay.
So I need to work on the midsection, the shoulders, the head, and the back. So,
That's interesting.
I mean, I was going very slow today.
Sure.
So, because all I got done was I got both arms done and the like part of the torso. So, not my best work.
Oh yeah.
Bye, Hillary. Good luck in taking the stuff down, and don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, they have little facts in here. Like, did you know the original Time Machine was a refrigerator?
I think I did know that, yeah. Or I've heard. There were a lot of interesting production notes.
Yeah. They also mentioned in here that there was, in the initial movie, there was 3 cars, and they called them A, B, and C. I know one of the cars was literally just rotting on their lot for years. And finally some fans and producers came up and, like, fixed it up. And a lot of the fans did a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of fan versions of the car, too. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I was just flipping through and I noticed it had me put in these pieces, which I guess kind of keep this in place. Because later you actually remove these. So. But yeah, interesting.
What's that connecting to?
Some gears up here. And he's thinking it's part of the wheels folding though.
I think it's part of that mechanism.
I didn't get that far.
Oh, got it. Interesting.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
if I had to guess, I would guess it's part of that mechanism.
It's part of where the rudder goes.
Well, that would make sense because those yellow pieces come out,
Yeah,
so then that won't
would go
stop.
full. Yeah.
Right.
flat.
So that would make sense.
Yeah.
Look at Shane. Look at you being all smart and shit.
I did, start my college education as a mechanical engineer.
Edumacation. No breathing.
And you're still paying it off.
Though I don't have much left to go, but yep.
Nice.
I don't know. Not if they... Because all that stuff's on hold temporarily.
Yeah.
For now, yeah.
But I mean, even in general. Oh,
It would be cool to get a Mr. Fusion, like one with actual electricity.
Oh, yeah. I love when the pieces just don't quite fit right.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I can see is supposed to slide into there, but something's slightly blocking it. I'm trying very hard not to break this.
Yeah.
There we
Another
go.
thing I always thought was funny is how, like, most actual DeLoreans have a very, very hard time getting up to 88 miles an
Yes,
hour.
they do.
Even on, like, a straight road.
Okay. I guess
Originally, it
that's
was
just
planned to have a much more powerful engine, but they had to, like, decrease it. You should look up the whole history of DeLorean. It's insane.
I mean, I watched the, like, Donut Media thing on
Oh,
it.
yeah, that. Because there was, like, a drug deal that happened. Like, there was all kinds of crazy
Yep.
stuff.
What is it? Speaking of Donut, they're in Forza now.
Oh, yeah, nice.
They just
I
added a
remember
story
you mentioning
mode in Forza. Well, because the first thing they did was they were both like commenters for like one of the rally games.
It was
Yeah.
Dirt. They were
Dirt.
in Dirt.
Dirt
yeah.
5.
Yeah.
And but this is like them as a character is in Forza in some story mode that's coming out.
Horizon or the new Forza?
I think it's Horizon.
Okay, nice. I wonder if it's
Because
related to
it has to be
wheels.
Horizon
Okay.
because the characters look cartoony.
Yeah. Then yeah, it's Horizon. I'm really curious about the new Forza. That'll be good. What are some upcoming games? I know there's obviously God of War came out, but
Yeah, God of War just
Yeah.
came
None of
out.
us are getting to
Final
it for a while.
Fantasy remake
Oh,
or
really?
Final Fantasy Crisis Core
yeah.
that comes out next
Tactics
month.
Ogre will be
Tactics Ogre, which that's what I'm streaming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll
I'm
be
really
doing
curious about
Tactics
that.
Ogre this month, and then Need for Speed. They've been pushing out a lot more stuff on
I've
Need for
seen
Speed
some
now.
stuff. Yeah.
So I'm excited. And it's nice because you can turn off the comic book.
Even though
Yeah.
I like them.
I like that that's an option that you can actually customize. It's
Yeah.
not just like a generic thing.
Right. But
And it's good that you can turn it on.
I'm not planning on it, but if I'm like, okay, this is really stupid, and then I could get rid of it. It's good that that's an option.
Yeah.
See, stuff like that I think is nice and innovative. It's not just like, well, you can put a different exhaust on it now. It's like, okay, well. Even though those games always had pretty good customization of like all
Yeah.
the panels and other stuff.
Yep. I liked Heat a lot.
Me too. I really enjoyed Heat.
But on that note, Shane,
Yeah.
do you want to do the button thing?
The button thing.
Yep.
Nope, he doesn't.
I'm just everybody hold on. 1 minute. 1 minute.
When are you going to play Sonic?
Oh god. Oh god.
I
not the
will
button.
probably pick up Sonic. I assume it's going to go on sale for like at Christmas time, maybe not Black Friday, but
Oh.
I would
Okay.
bet that like before Christmas or just after,
Mhm.
it's going to go down like
Yeah.
20% or
Yeah.
something, and I'll get it.
I'll probably grab it then too. I am curious to try it. Of all the like recent Sonic games, I know it has its flaws, but like it looks like it could be pretty good.
Well, and if they fix it.
Yeah, which I'm sure they'll patch it. So
But anyways, well, everyone, I'm going to, since Sean and I are done and Shane is finishing
I'm
up,
winding
His
down
one
to
leg.
it, trying to stop. Yeah, I'm almost done putting this leg together.
How many sessions is it to build a leg? Oh, I guess you build arms and a
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
That's what it.
That
it'd
thing's going to be massive,
Oh
too.
yeah.
Where are you going to put that?
I mean, we have our display
Sure.
case. We have some room in there.
We-
I've got smaller ones in there that don't need to stay
Sure.
in there.
Yeah, I just didn't know if we need to adjust the shelves, but we can work that out.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but
Cool.
But on that note, thank you everyone for tuning in. Our next stream will more than likely be our holiday stream, so tune in for that. I'll post that up on social media at some point closer to like Christmas time and stuff like that. We maybe will do one in between that, but definitely do a holiday stream.
Yep. Sometimes we don't do those live, but we'll see. Depends on how holidays go.
Right. But continue to, or if you haven't already, you can follow us on all of our social media networks. So we have Twitter at Konsui Fighter, on Facebook at Konsui Fighter, and Twitch on Konsui Fighter if you're watching this on YouTube. And you can find our game in early access on the Google Play Store. If you just search Konsui Fighter, which you can see right on that part of the screen over there. And join our early access, and you can kind of just, we push updates. I mean,
roughly monthly,
6 weeks. So, yeah, I mean, you kind of get to be a whole part of this whole process. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, thank you all for joining, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Oh, wait, my hand.